Well, I am here with Hallie Talley. She is the Stevens Center. She's with the Stevens Center, a board member, and also the co-chair for the Cruiserway event that's happening in the next few weeks. So, Hallie, thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Um, Before I'm going to ask you about the mission of the Stevens Center, but I will say the cruise event that has been going on for years and years. One of my favorite events. It's so much fun,
Oh.
and I just absolutely love it. And I love the mission of the Stevens Center. So let's talk about that. Who does the organization serve, and what is the mission?
Sure. So Stevens Center is working to partner with community, families, and individuals to help them overcome homelessness, addiction, and poverty.
And I know they have a lot of services and programs that they offer. So can
Yeah.
you speak to that a little bit?
Sure. So the Stevens Center serves nearly 1,500 individuals annually, and they
Yeah.
do that through a variety of programs. There's the emergency shelter, which a lot of people are familiar with, but they also have supporting housing apartments, and they have co-occurring addiction recovery programs as well.
Yeah. Do you know how many people a year did they serve? Did you?
About 1,500
Okay.
annually.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
And they do, I mean, such important work in the community. And especially, I mean, right now, I mean, like we were talking before we hit
Mhm.
record, we're a year into, a little over a year into the pandemic. And I
Yes.
know that's impacted so many nonprofits in so many different ways. Do you have any, do you have any?
I will say the Stevens Center has been very lucky. We have a great community of partners that have been able to continue to donate, but most what people are probably going to be more familiar with is obviously because it is a shelter, there's a lot of volunteers that go in and help out
Yeah.
in those programs. And that's where they've been hit the hardest. Obviously, Stevens Center wanted to make sure that its guests, the residents that are there are safe, and then also that the volunteers that are coming in are safe as well.
Yeah.
That really kind of the height of COVID last year, that was kind of a struggle. But some volunteers have been able to come back in, as well as some other business partners that send volunteers there as part of their community program. So we've
Yeah.
been really blessed to have people start to come back in and help.
Yeah. All right, so let's talk about Cruise Away, and this year Cruise
Sure.
Away to the Greek islands, because I mean every year there's a different, like, it's Cruise Away to
Yes.
some wonderful exotic place in
Yeah.
the world. So
Yes. Yeah, so this year we chose the Greek Isles, and obviously it was kind of one of those that everyone wants to travel and they really can't. And
yeah,
so Greek Isles provided this exotic destination, and we really were focusing on, that island that has the white houses and overlooks the blue Mediterranean, and it
yeah,
just hopefully warmed people's hearts. And so every year we host an annual fundraiser, and that's what Cruise Away is. And that fundraiser goes to support those programs that I mentioned earlier. And when we first started planning this event, we were in late summer and we weren't sure if we were going to do
yeah.
in person or a blend, and we chose to do virtual this year. So it is still have the same theme, still Cruise Away, but it is a virtual program that's on Friday, April 9th at 6 p.m.
Okay. And I mean, and what I've seen, because again, you know, a year ago when COVID hit, so many nonprofits. I mean, almost every nonprofit that has had an event over the last 12 months has had to um,
Pivot.
pivot. Yes, thank you. That was the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
Pivot and look at it in a different way. And again, as you're looking, like you said, back in August, because it takes a year to put an event together. There's all these different components. So
Yeah.
with the virtual event, so is there a silent auction? Is there, I mean, what's going to happen within
Sure.
this event that we're going to do virtual?
Right, there is. And our guild is wonderful, and the guild is really who puts this event on, and they have done a meticulous job of years past of putting together timelines for us and getting us all that information to plan for this event. And then we threw it all out the window because we're going virtual. But we are still keeping some of the same elements. So if you're attending Cruise Away this year, you still get to participate in the silent auction, which is going to last a whole week this year. So instead
Okay.
of just that 2-hour segment where you've got to hurry up and bid on the things that you want, you get an entire week to
Yes.
be able to watch and bid on those items. So we still have that. It's a little bit of a pared down version of it, but there's still some really great quality things to bid on. We also have our featured guests, which are Creighton's McCormick Endowed Athletic Director Bruce Rasmussen and
Okay.
men's head basketball coach Craig
Yeah.
McDermott. So we get to listen to them and hear about the special partnership that Creighton has with Stevens Center, which
Yeah.
goes back for years. You
Yeah.
also will get to hear some testimonials of guests or current residents in Stevens Center and how the programs have impacted their lives. And more importantly, you also get to witness us giving away what's called the Heart and Soul Award, which goes to a person or organization who really exemplifies that giving spirit in our community.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think at the end of the day, too, that's kind of what, I mean, that's really what it's about. And
Yeah.
as all these nonprofits have to pivot,
Yeah.
as Stevens Center has, I mean, you're bringing people together and you're honoring and you're, I mean, it's just there, that's that core thing, that
Yep.
core piece of every nonprofit, and
Yeah.
and being able to recognize somebody within the organization. Now, do we know who that person is, or we not do that? Do we not tell them until that night?
We do. They actually have received the award since we are doing it virtually. We filmed a lot of those segments ahead of time. So I can say it is a parish in South Omaha. It's Our
Okay.
Lady of Lourdes. And they have had
Okay.
just a wonderful relationship with Stevens Center.
Yeah.
And they really, like I said, exemplify that giving spirit. And they work to not only with their parishioners, but with the school there, they work to teach our younger generation about that giving spirit and treating people with dignity.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. So congratulations to them.
Yes.
And I look forward to, attending the event. So, okay, let's
Good.
get the event
Sure.
specifics again.
Yep. So it is Friday, April 9th at 6 p.m. And if people want to register, they can go to stevencenter.org/toga 2021. And Stevens Center is spelled with a PH.
Yeah.
So just stevencenter.org/toga 2021 and look for the orange register here button.
Okay. And then, and like you said, so the actual virtual event is on the 9th.
It's
But
on the 9th.
But then a week ahead of time, that's
Yep.
when people can start bidding on silent auction items.
Yes. Silent auction items will go live. I believe it's April 4th, which is that
Okay.
Sunday. It goes live that Sunday.
Okay. Yeah. But again, go to the website. All that information is going to be there.
Yes. Yep.
Well, I'm just excited. For me, doing what I've been doing for 30 years and covering all these charity events, it's just great to see events, because the Stevens Center Cruise Away, love this event, been going to it for years and years and years, that we're not going to not do it. We're going to do it different this year.
Yes,
and then hopefully
absolutely.
next year, next year we'll be back having people together and being able to see people in person. So
Exactly.
All right, Hallie, thank you so much for joining me today. Any last words you want to say before we end?
I just would like to say, if you can't attend Cruise Away, you can always certainly make a monetary donation on the Stevens Center website, or they do take in-kind donations, things like household goods, pillows, sheets, blankets. Those things can always be donated to the Stevens Center at any time of the year. They're always welcome. Or you can certainly, if you have time, volunteer your time, serve a meal. We rely on 250 plus volunteers to help do those things.
Absolutely. Well, thank you again, Hallie.
Thank you.
And I look forward to seeing you soon.
Yes, I look forward to seeing you virtually.